How do we make Elon Musk go away? No, but seriously, serious question now. How do we make Elon Musk go away? Now, I'm not suggesting anything illegal or anything criminal. Of course I'm not. But I don't know about you, but me, I am sick of hearing this man's voice and seeing this man's face. And quite frankly, I don't want to hear or see either of the two ever again. Before, I thought it was more reserved for people like me who are chronically online that felt it more. But now, it feels like his voice and his presence has gotten louder and louder and louder over the past few years. He is virtually unavoidable. Like, you just log into Twitter, you just watch the news and he's just there, like an uninvited guest in your house. And the thing that makes it worse, I don't know if it makes it worse, but the thing that is really uncomfortable to watch is that he refuses to remove himself from Donald Trump's nutsack. He is so desperate to be liked and adored by Donald Trump. It's quite uncomfortable and sad to watch. Like, really sad to watch. Donald Trump's nutsack? Donald Trump's nutsack? Yeah. Those are 3 words that should never be uttered by any human in any part of the world ever again. Like, what the heck? Elon Musk is a polarizing figure because some celebrate him as a visionary entrepreneur, while others criticize him for his controversial statements and alleged unethical practices. So, we are going to call this episode, How Do We Make Elon Musk Go Away? Hello, my name is Ore Olukoga. I am a presenter, broadcaster, cultural commentator, and all-round creative idiot. And welcome back to Small Talk. This is where I sit in my bed, as you can see, and I dissect all things from the world of music, sport, entertainment, current affairs, politics, and everything in between. But we aim to dig that little bit deeper than beneath the surface. So, Elon Musk. I am not going to sit here and give you a breakdown on who Elon Musk is, because unless you've been living under a rock or you don't watch the news or you don't read any newspapers, surely by now you must know who Elon Musk is. And also, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered to go into that much depth because I have more pressing questions at hand. And the question that I want to ask is, what were his parents doing in South Africa? But if you do care so much, here is what ChatGPT had to say. The important thing to know here is that not only is he the richest man on the planet, you could also argue that because of his wealth, he's one of the most influential people on Earth.
I have no problem being hated, by the way. I think it's a real weakness to want to be liked. A real weakness. And I do not have that.
No matter how many times he tells us it's a weakness to be liked, I truly believe that that is the one thing that is subconsciously driving him. His desire is to be liked, and he won't stop until he achieves it.
Somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising? Blackmail me with money? Go yourself. But go yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is.
This is not the behavior of a successful tech entrepreneur, let alone the behavior of the world's richest man. He looks around the room for some sort of reaction and gets absolutely nothing. So he repeats the line again, and then the audience has to awkwardly laugh under duress. It's kind of like when your kid comes home from school with a really shit art project that they've made, and because you're their parent, you kind of have to pretend to like it. Go and tell that kid to get on LinkedIn, to get on Indeed, and go and find a job, bro. It's also the distinct lack of charisma, and it is so painful to watch. And this, whatever the hell this is, he needs to stop doing this jump. Now, I actually wrote this episode on Elon Musk for a different series that I was working on all the way back in February of 2024. And that shows you how long this human android has been on my mind. I left the video, didn't film it, didn't record it, didn't do anything with it. And then this thing called the US presidential election happened.
New star A star is born. Elon. Now he is.
A star is born. A star is born. Anyways, let's see where this star was actually born. South Africa. Okay, and where in the United States is that? Elon Musk's influence on the US presidential election cannot be understated. He pretty much carried and dragged Donald Trump himself and placed him in the Oval Office. Now, depending on whether Elon Musk lied on his immigration forms when he was applying for American citizenship all the way back in 2002, it is kind of ironic that somebody not born in the US and somebody that allegedly entered the US via questionable means played such a pivotal role in an American election. Not only did he pump millions into the Donald Trump campaign, but he turned Twitter, we are not calling it X, he turned Twitter into a MAGA mouthpiece. And going on that app was like walking into a right-wing orgy. Men are megalomaniacs. Men love power. It gets them wet, it gets them sweaty. And Musk is no different. Because Musk, we live our lives having to see this man and hear this man almost every single day. He's effectively bought himself influence over the American people and a literal seat at the very top of the table, because this happened in the last week. And honestly, I don't know about you, but it feels like I am watching a real life episode of South Park. The commander-in-chief, the supposed leader of the free world, the president of the United States, is sat in the Oval Office. To his immediate right, there is an unelected South African man answering questions from the press whilst his child is sat around his neck. Can I just say, while we're here, the inevitable Elon Musk, Donald Trump breakup is going to be hilarious, because even Stevie Wonder can see that it's going to happen at some point. I don't know when, but at some point in the near future, it's happening, and I will be there with my popcorn. However, the house of cards could potentially fall before the deck has even been assembled. In recent months, Elon Musk has been very vocal about the H1B visas, and this is a program that is designed to attract top-tier engineering talent to the US. Well, not just engineering talent, any sort of talent from across the world to the United States. But if you look very closely at the small print, what Musk is essentially saying is that the US has a shortage of high-skilled engineers and should recruit international talent in order to maintain the country's competitive edge. Basically implying that the US's workforce is not that good. Also, it kind of reminds me of this thing called immigration. I don't know if you've heard about it. Now, as much as Elon Musk thought he had fans on the right wing, I tell you what, the MAGA girls, the MAGA girlies, yeah, they were mad. They were very much. And as a result, they were very, very quick to remind Elon Musk that he is in fact a South African and not from the United States. And as well as America, he's got his grubby little apartheid fingers all over the UK too. There has been a grooming gang scandal that has dominated the headlines here in the UK in the last couple of months. And maybe I'll do a separate episode, a separate video on that at a later date. But the top line of that is there have been multiple inquiries into historic grooming cases and sexual exploitation of young British girls by some British Pakistani men in UK towns and cities. But this is a dog whistle and an attempt to make it seem like this is a Asian and Muslim problem, when actually a 2020 report by the Home Office concluded that most child sexual abuse gangs were made up of white men. Now, this isn't me point scoring, this is just me showing how things can be reported falsely and agendas can be driven by this false reporting. And it's kind of like how the term black on black crime goes unchallenged when it's brought up in the media or in conversations around serious violence in the UK. Because yes, some young black people engage in some of the most heinous, horrible, despicable criminal activity and obviously should be condemned. But when you make it a black problem, you don't have to focus on the white working class kids in Glasgow, Liverpool, Coventry, Manchester, who are also engaging and doing the same thing. And listen, this is not me excusing it, but it gives those that challenge the black on black crimers, is that a term? People doing black on black crime, it gives them an excuse to demonize an entire race because of the actions of a select few. But that's not the point I'm trying to make here, and I will open a can of worms with that conversation. And as I said, we will revisit that at a later date. Elon Musk has been using the grooming gang scandal as a stick to beat the Prime Minister with, and Jess Phillips, who is the UK safeguarding minister. He also claims that Keir Starmer, who is a former director of public prosecutions in England and Wales, he claims that Keir Starmer is complicit in the of Britain. Now, these are words that you don't use by accident. These aren't words that just slip out of your mouth by chance. So he knows fully well what he is saying. Then we have Elon Musk's support of Tommy Robinson, who his dad compared to Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela. His dad compared Tommy Robinson to Nelson Mandela. I don't want to do this anymore. I actually don't want to do this anymore. What the is going on? Then it had also been widely reported that Musk would have been interested in supporting Reform UK and potentially donating $100 million to the party. And then he fell out with Nigel Farage. And falling out with Nigel Farage takes an incredible level of talent. Because do you know what kind of person you have to be for even Nigel Farage to not like you? An immigrant, which is what Elon Musk is. So it kind of adds up. Then there was this giddy gesture that he did at the presidential inauguration. And I mean, look, given the benefit of the doubt, I myself have been giddy in the past, and you just can't control your hands and your arms and the angles that they happen to form when you're in this giddy mood. And it was so nice that Elon Musk decided to do it twice. Then there's his support for the far-right German party, the ADF, Alternative for Germany, and these individuals are incredibly Eurosceptic. They oppose immigration, especially those from Muslim communities. So you can kind of get a feel for what they stand for and for what they represent. So the long and short of all of this is Elon Musk is finding new ways to spread his political seed like his name was Nick Cannon. Okay, let's finally talk about Twitter. And while we are here, remember this. Ever since I found out that he's allegedly trying to create the X in human form, my agenda and hatred for this man has gone through the roof. It has increased not tenfold, not 100-fold, not 1,000-fold, not a millionfold, a gazillionfold. If Mr. Beast ran a competition to find Elon Musk's #1 hater, I am winning every single day of the week and 45 times on Tuesday. Now, I can't confirm or deny whether he's actually doing the X or not, but my agenda stands strong. I am a hater. I'm a generational hater. And I'm proud of it. When Musk first acquired the app, he stated that it was his intention to champion free speech. However, he's turned it into everything but that. It is now the home of misinformation, hate speech, and harmful content. He also sacked half of Twitter's workforce, changed the moderation policies, and restored nearly 62,000 suspended accounts, including those that were from white nationalists and neo-Nazis. But this is just another example of how this man is an ever-present in our lives against our will. God, I promise you, when you give me money, if you give me wealth and money like Elon Musk, I am not going to waste it. I'm not going to waste it buying an app and turning it into mush. And while we are also here, this is the lamest joke ever told. Oh my God, this is the lamest joke ever told. He really thought he ate with this one, didn't he? Now, I know somebody's going to be in the comments and then somebody's going to type something along the lines of, ha ha ha,
he's a literal billionaire. Ha ha ha, he's the richest man on the planet. Why does he care about anything that you have to say? Go do something with your life.
First and foremost, you're supposed to spit on it, not gobble and twist. Gosh, have some decorum. Secondly, By letting Elon Musk run free, run around like Tupac, we are setting a dangerous precedent. Because yes, I am aware that money makes the world go around and wealthy white men are usually at the forefront of that. But we should be very, very worried if we are letting wealthy billionaires and wealthy businessmen acquire more and more unchecked power, because they don't have your interests at heart. Yes, you can defend Elon Musk. Yes, you can defend Donald Trump, but I can promise you, I can promise my bottom dollar that they do not have your interests at heart. Because, not to poverty shame, compared to these men, you are a broke. Sorry, I got carried away. Stepped out of character for a second. Excuse me. These individuals are only concerned with lining their own pockets and driving policies that serve their own personal business interests. Not only that, but with X, I call it X. Not only that, but with Twitter, he can sway public opinion, tilt a political discourse, amplify voices that align with his views, and manipulate the app so that you don't see those who oppose. He's literally pulling his fly down and pissing on the face of democracy. I'm going to make a prediction. And to be honest, it's not even that bold of a prediction anyway. But I can bet my entire life savings, and it's not that much, I can bet my entire life savings that Elon Musk's end goal is to somehow become the president of the United States. Elon Musk is going to run for president of the United States one day. It is actually so obvious. And honestly, I don't even blame him for thinking that he can, because if America can elect a convicted felon and a man who once said, and I quote, "You can do what you want, grab them by the pussy," to the highest office in the land, then there is no stopping Elon Musk. But more importantly, I'm still trying to figure out ways to make Elon Musk go away. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I shall see you on the next one. Goodbye.